Okay, I'm going to try this. What you see there is what you get. No, the city of Macomb is fairly close to the center of the Ozark Plateau. So I'm going to do some drawing here with my pen, my stylus, on the screen. Now I'm going to put a dot, southwest corner, dot at the northeast corner. And I've got this all pegged out on my big computer, but I don't have that anymore. I lost it last summer. Okay, so those are the corners. Now if you go like this and like this, you'll see how close Macomb. If I could put in Ava, it would be pretty close. Dora, Drury, all those towns are pretty close to the center. So now let's erase it. Okay, now I want to look at the river valleys. You got the Mississippi River coming up here. Oh, not working. Fiddle-dee-dee, Millie. Gear stuffies. How do you make how big it is? I forget. There it is. Same as I had. Okay. Close. Okay. So the river valleys here, you got the Mississippi River. I'm just going to sketch it out here. That's the Mississippi River. And then you got the Missouri River coming up here through Kansas City, St. Louis to Kansas City. Here's St. Louis right there. And you got the Arkansas River coming up over here. You got the Cimarron, a whole bunch of rivers out this way. The Grand and the Cimarron, the Canadian, the Marie de Seine, and Ozark, no, the golly, where the Sac River and the Osage over here. I can do them in greater detail. It doesn't make any difference. Point is that if water levels rise, this is going to be virtually an island with the only access by land through that way. This region here will be many miles wide, a lot wider than it is now. This will be extremely deep and very wide. And the Missouri River will be, I don't know how bad that'll be, but it could be virtually underwater all the way up to the Great Lakes if the maps show. The U.S. Navy map seems to think they know something. They have Kansas City up here listed as a seaport. There it is right there. I'll get rid of all this and start over. Come on. Go away. There we go. Supposed to erase. Come on. Where's my eraser? Come on. Don't be so hard to get. Don't be playing hard to get. Come on. Brush. Turn it on now. Where's my brush? Where's my eraser? Can't find it. I have to can this video if I can't find it. No. I'm going to go back out. Yeah, discard. Okay, so what I wanted to kind of do with this, doggone it, where did it go? Macomb. There we are. Paint. Come on. Come on now. Blue. Yep, there we go. Okay. So if you see I'm going to do it again from here to here. That's the Mississippi River Valley. Not quite as obvious around the Missouri, but there. You have this lower land area here, and then you get there the Arkansas River. Okay, so that's what I call my 1,000-mile moat. I didn't design it, I didn't invent it, but I just was shown this is what it is, I believe. Okay, I'm going to back out again and erase all that. Yeah, erase. Discard, yeah. Go away. Okay, so back at it. Come on now. Got blue dot. Yeah. Okay. So what I see looking at this from about this far out, and I don't know how high this is, but altitude-wise, maybe 300 miles. I'm guessing. Don't know. A lot lower, a lot higher than the International Space Station can go. Okay. So this is just theoretically that far out. So what I'm seeing is here, if you kind of take the river valleys and draw a line, I say it's pretty close to being an exact circle. And I should have come up there more. Okay, so that could flood out. This would be very wide, massively wide. Some of the maps show that this is water all the way up to the Great Lakes. It's an open seaway all the way down to the Gulf. Could be. I'm not projecting anything. I'm not saying I believe in global warming, but global warming always precedes an ice age. So whatever, weather changes. Geologists do say that the Ozark Plateau is a single mountain. It's a dome, the peak of which is the St. Francis Mountains in Missouri, somewhere around in there. And that there's actually a coral reef around it. So let's say, I haven't done any more, haven't found any more on that, but draw. There's even farther out. I'll find out how far these are. It doesn't make it really make any difference from. You can do it yourself on your Google Earth. Just try it. Draw. Blue. Come on. Okay. So, you do it on Google. This could be 500 miles out. I don't know. I know it's from 300 to 20,000 miles out theoretically. If you could go up 20,000 miles, which you can't. You could see this. It's observable. It's the only geometric shape. And when I say geometric, it's a diamond. It's a rhombus. It's a perfect square turned sideways into a parallelogram. The sides are all equal. It's just an out of shape square, a diamond, a rhombus. Two equilateral triangles, like right here. I'll do that on another one. But anyway, so let's just, see that kind of a moat system. Now, whoever built this did a really good job, is what I'm saying. And I think it was perfectly designed at creation for this very point in time. Okay. And I say that because from 500 miles to here, 500 miles to here, 500 miles to Mexico, 500 miles to Canada. Exactly in the center of the craton, the continental United States. And when I say in the middle, I mean this is pretty much all gone. East Coast is toast. Rockies, this is Volcano City over here. Everything west of the Rocky Mountain Divide, Continental Divide. This is the edge of the craton here. This is the edge of the craton over here. And it ain't gonna, the craton's not gonna move. It's never gonna move, and it can't sink. It's lighter, it's less dense than the Earth's mantle. I don't know why. It just can't do what I tell it to do. Brush, turn the brush back on. Oh. Irritating. I don't know. Palette. Blue, it's got it there. There we go. Okay, so let me show you this. Now, if you look at, just put up Continental Divide and you'll see it. Put up Craton and you'll see it. What I saw was I had been looking at a study on Ezekiel 38 and 39 about where is the Valley of Passengers. Is that the Mississippi River Valley? Does it mean they're passengering up and down the river? Because it has borne a lot of traffic. Or is it where it crosses, passenger meaning crosses over? Passenger, pass over a place. Well, over here in Wyoming, Green River, I'm not going to try to peg it exactly, but Flaming Gorge is a very, and the word in the Hebrew in Ezekiel 38 and 39 is a steep, deep, a very steep valley. Passengers can also go across, and right in there, right through Green River, Wyoming, is whether you were coming from Santa Fe, or you're going to Santa Fe, Oregon Trail, or California, you pass through at the same place because it's brutal trying to get across the Rockies back in them days. So South Pass in Wyoming is where they all cross, everybody. So there's like 400,000 people How does God get a place settled? He gives them gold. So the Rockies, Yukon, um, California, the California Gold Rush, 49ers. That's where the word came from. The football team came from. California 49ers. 1849 Gold Rush, Yukon Gold Rush, Rocky Mountain Gold Rush, Santa Fe Gold Rush. Okay, so precious metals, silver also. But 400,000 people passengered through that valley, across the Continental Divide there. So the second I saw the craton, Dutch Sins had a thing on the craton, and I'm going to try to draw as best I can. It's not going to be exact. Look it up. Do your own due diligence and study up on this, and you'll find something that I didn't see. You'll see something that I didn't see. Okay, so now what we got to do? We got to try to draw. No. Come on, brush. Why do I got to do it every time? Come on, what's going on here? Okay. Not working. There it is. Palette. Come on. Please work. There we go. Okay, so Continental Divide, and it goes the western edge of Montana. I can't quite see it on here, but it goes something like this. Very noticeable. So that's the Continental Divide. All the water to the east goes that way. All the water to the west goes that way. This ends up in either the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic Ocean. Everything west goes to the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so water going east goes east, west, west, and the nether twain shall meet. So that's the Continental Divide, the very center of the Rocky Mountains. And that goes all the way through South America, all the way to Antarctica, all the way up to Alaska to Russia. That divide goes that far. Okay, so over here you have the center, and there is a fault line here of the Appalachians, if you want to say it correctly. Appalachian Mountains, most of us pronounce it. Okay. Appalachian people say Appalachian. Okay, so that is your dividing lines. That's the craton from Texas to Greenland, and from the Rockies to the Appalachians is the craton. It's the largest rock on this earth. It is the largest craton. The craton means shield, protection, safety. To protect you from what? The magma below it? Hell? It has enlarged itself. So that is what you see there. Now, oddly enough, like I said, 500 miles from there to the new east coast, the Appalachians, 500 miles to Canada, 500 miles to the Rockies, and 500 miles to Mexico. This is a safety zone, right smack dab in the middle of the United States. It's the U.S. interior highlands. In every continent, on every age, in every era of human history, when a nation is invaded, the people of the nation have only one place to go, and that is to go inland. So if everybody over there on the east coast goes west, and everybody on the west coast goes east, and everybody in the north from Russian invasion goes south, everybody at the south from Mexico from the Chinese invasion comes north, guess what? There's only one place to go. Now, is that region safe? Well, you gotta have water and you gotta have food. And yes, there's enough water and it can produce enough food, because it did once upon a time in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Missouri produced food and shipped it to the entire, basically, world. Okay, so that is, I'm saying, a land of Goshen, and geologists say it is one single mountain, kind of like. It's going to be peaceful because most people gathering here are peaceful. So it's going to be a peaceful mountain, and more it'll be protected, so it'll be safe. Now the Missouri state seal has two big bears. Their paws are extended over the top. It's a bear head. Body, feet are down here. And their paws are reaching up over here. Here's a bear head. Body. Okay, so look at that. When Henry Gruver saw that his jaw dropped, he said, I mean, my mouth about hit the floor. He said, the Missouri State Seal encompasses all of his dreams and visions about Russian invasion, the Russian bear cat bomber, bear coot bomber, bear this and bear that and bear everything else. The bear symbolizes Russia. And a circular region almost surrounded by, with the belt buckle down here, almost surrounded by the bear, is symbolic of, Missouri. That's symbolic of, symbolizes the visions that Henry Gruver had, and along with Dimitri Duderman. So, okay, I guess that's about it. I can't go out or in. Yes, I could. Yes, no, I can't. I don't know why. So, because I got the paintbrush on. Okay. So, what else can I say here? The wedge-shaped area in that mystery map kind of went Great Lakes region down to here, over to the east coast, and back up. So there's a wedge-shaped area, triangular area. This guy said people would be driven into from all over the country, and that where you are at the time, you'll be gathering people around you to come into this region, this bigger region, and then it would coalesce into a circular region. And he said within that region, some guy saw a little diamond-shaped area down here in Arkansas. Very interesting to me. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out exactly what cities that encompasses. It was just, people can put anything on a map, like I said. Chuck Yenbrand had a vision, and Dimitri Duderman had a vision, and Corey Ten Boom supposedly had visions, and I like them all, but it doesn't mean they're all true. They might have seen some alternate future that hinged upon some particular thing. Well, unless this is the one where you don't leave a tip, where K doesn't leave a tip, from, what do you call it, Men in Black. So anyway, this guy's looking at things from outside space and time, and that's what God looked at everything. So it could that people may have seen different visions of different futures. And they're different. They don't necessarily mean they're all true. They can't all be true. So, and considering that God is not bound by space and time, I'm praying that at some point in the past my life changed, and I can experience a different future than I am right now, because right now it's not looking very good. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep plodding along. I'm like John Plowman, who put his hand to the plow and don't look back. I'm not going to look back. I'm not going to turn away from the task I feel I've been given, but I would like prayer and good intentions, and to imagine a different future where people do come out, they do bring their tents, they pick their gear, they bring stuff for other people, and we share, and we build this region into a gigantic, oh come on, I thought I had it going. No. But you do that. So, I don't know. So, I'm about to give up on this. Well, why do I keep doing that? I don't care about that. I'm trying to get my thingy to draw. My paintbrush. Come on, paintbrush, let's change the color then. Some features on gallery, okay, whatever. I don't care about that. Oh crap, no, that's definitely not what I wanted. Fiddle-dee-dee, Millie. I'm sorry, I'm really messing this up. I don't know where I'm at. Google Earth, I was in gallery. Guess I need to delete some stuff. Okay, fine. I know that. Screenshot, there we go. Comb. Alright, there we go. Now, don't do the brush, okay. Oh man. guess that feature on gallery is not going to work. It's not gallery, man. Okay, so much for drawing pictures. Well, there's a few. 6 from the center, 674 miles. 541 miles. 520 miles to the Appalachians. 440 to Mexico. 520 to Mexico. Now, this one was from, that's to the Gulf. 520 to Mexico. Let me show you a few other things I did, played around with. See, I really like to look at areas. Okay, how far it would take me to get there. To Macomb, 1 hour and 52 hours. I'll be there in 2 hours. Could be there in 2 hours. Okay, so Macomb, dot, center. I don't do anything to the extreme, do I? So here you got a 1,500 mile perimeter. That's kind of the river basin area, pretty big one, but that's 130,000 square miles. A pretty big area, and that's pretty much right up to the rivers is where, you know, people can grow food out there, so it's a good area. Here's another one I did, 1588, which is about what that one was, yeah. And I just made a circle by going dot and putting a point, putting a point, putting a point, add a point down in the bottom right here. And then when you get done, you just close the shape there. See that toward the right there on the white? Close shape, 1580. When you close it, then it gives you your total area. So here's this is trying to mark out the exact perimeter, larger perimeter of the plateau. You can see it inside that diamond-shaped area. Just kind of tracing the river beds with points where that encompasses them. I'm going to make it smaller. So it basically goes from St. Louis on the right there up to Kansas City, down to Tulsa, and over to Little Rock, Arkansas. It's pretty much where it is. 1,000 mile. I've seen him in the watchfires of 1,000 circling camps. Should be 1,000 camps, 1,000 watch sites around there. Okay, this is getting pretty more closer to the exact thing. So 963 miles around. It's about 1,000 because it's about 250 miles ballpark along each edge. That bottom right edge is 250 miles and about 250 miles on the left, and then maybe about 200 miles on the ends. But if you do it precisely to the corners and make a diamond out of it, it's about ballpark 250 miles. So that's about 1,000 mile perimeter. That's about 54,000, 55,000 square miles inside of there. A lot of water, a lot of food, a lot of good people. So come on, join the fun. The water's fine. I'm going to sign off here. I'm about done yakking here, and there's a lot of noise out there. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. They're playing cards. Whoopee whoopee. Okay, what better thing to do on Sabbath, eh? Okay, 24 minutes. That's plenty big. Okay. God bless everybody. Yah bless. Yahweh bless. I have no idea how this is going to play out. How much of it's my fault that this isn't in better shape right now, but I've done what I could. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm stressed enough. Just trying to allow Father to have His will, and people, you're out there that you're contacting me. Just please pray for me. Really, every day, just pray for me. And do what you can to help. We're not going to make it unless we get unselfish. What I felt in my vision when I saw the young couple coming through the woods and holding the hands of a boy and a girl, I knew they were refugees. I knew they were homeless. And I knew that the home, the little hobbit home, the underground home, invisible home from the air that I saw in front of me to my right was built for whoever found it first, and it was their home. And I tell you, the feeling of love I felt just overwhelming. It just overpowered me. And I was trying to describe it to a guy yesterday, and I just started crying. Sometimes I can say this and not bother me, but sometimes it just overwhelms me, and I have to slap myself. Stop it, get a grip on yourself. It's not the time to be blubbering. Okay, so I got through it that time. So, but it's just overwhelming, overpowering sense of love. Well, that's what heaven's going to be like. That's what the kingdom is going to be like. It's going to be built on love. By this, all men will know that you're my disciples, that you love one another. Well, I don't see that happening now because everybody's being pretty selfish. But I hope and pray that it will change fairly soon. For the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. And if they had not been shortened, nobody would survive. That's what I see happening. That's what I see here. A circular region almost surrounded by the Russian bear, Chinese, many peoples, Gog, Magog, and many peoples with them. Because where did communism come from? Karl Marx, where did it come from? The globe. Because if the globe hadn't existed, Darwin, there would have been no dead God for Darwin to believe in. No atheism. Atheistic evolution generated atheistic communism, and atheistic communism came from the Bolshevik Revolution. Who funded and who was the driving force behind the Bolshevik Revolution? Gog and Magog, the Jews. So look it up. The fact of the matter. Failed Bolshevik Revolution in 1908 before World War I. They tried to pull the 6 million deal in World War I. Look it up. It's a conspiracy to destroy everybody on Earth, to kill them all. Alright, that's enough. I've blathered long enough. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you're the remnant. Please come out and help.